The sky was burning. The woman opened her eyes and saw fire outside the broken glass of her spaceship. Alarms were screaming. Red lights were flashing. The whole cabin shook as if the planet itself wanted to tear the ship apart. Her name was Alina, a space explorer from Earth. She tried to move, but her head was spinning. The crash had thrown her across the control deck. Sparks fell from the ceiling. She could smell smoke. The screen in front of her showed only one word: impact. She remembered only pieces of what happened. A sudden storm in space, strong pull of gravity, the ship losing power, and then darkness. Now she was alive. But for how long? Alina crawled toward the emergency exit. The metal was hot under her hands. She pushed the door, and it opened with a heavy sound. Bright light hit her eyes. She stepped out and saw the world around her. It was a strange planet. The sky was not blue, was purple, with two suns glowing far away. The ground was dry, cracked like an endless desert. Sharp rocks stood in every direction, like the teeth of some sleeping monster. There was no sign of water, no sound of life, only the wind whispering across the sand. Alina fell to her knees. She was breathing fast. Her ship was destroyed. Communication systems were broken. There was no way to send a signal to Earth. She was alone, or so she thought. She pulled out a small bag from the wreckage. Inside were a few food packs, a water filter, and a flashlight. Not enough to survive for long. She needed to find shelter before night came. The twin suns began to fall. The shadows grew longer. The air turned colder. Alina built a small fire near the broken ship, using pieces of metal and dry plant remains she found near the rocks. The flames gave her little comfort. As she sat by the fire, she heard something. A sound. At first, she thought it was the wind, a tea, but no. This was different. Slow, heavy, like footsteps. Alina froze. She looked into the darkness, but saw nothing. Still, the sound came again, closer this time. Crunch, crunch, crunch. Her heart raced. Was it an animal, a predator, or something worse? She picked up a sharp piece of broken metal, holding it like a weapon. The footsteps stopped. Silence. Her fire crackled. The purple sky was now black, filled with strange stars. Alina's eyes searched the shadows. Her breath came fast, and then movement. From the darkness between the rocks, a tall shape appeared. Its body was huge, taller than any human. Its skin seemed to shine under the starlight, rough like stone. Its eyes glowed faintly, like to burning embers. The figure stepped closer. Alina gripped the metal shard tighter. She wanted to run, but her legs felt like stone. The creature stopped just outside the circle of firelight. It did not attack. Just stood there, watching her, silent, still. Alina's mind screamed, alien, for the first time. She realized this planet was not empty. Her fire cracked louder. The alien tilted its head, as if studying her. The wind carried a low growl, or maybe it was its voice. Alina raised her makeshift weapon. "Stay back," she whispered, though her voice shook. The alien did not move. Its glowing eyes locked on hers. The tension grew heavier with every second. She could almost hear her heartbeat in her ears. Then the alien took one step forward. Alina's firelight fell across its face, and she finally saw it clearly. Its skin was dark and rough. Its arms strong. Its mouth full of sharp teeth. Yet there was something strange in its eyes. Not only danger, something else. Something she could not name. She gasped. The alien raised one arm slowly, not in attack, but almost like a greeting. Alina could not breathe. She didn't know if it was friend or enemy. She only knew one thing. She was no longer alone on this planet. The night around her grew colder. The fire flickered. The alien stood there, silent, waiting, and Alina understood her crash was only the beginning. Cliffhanger, as the fire burned lower. The alien finally stepped fully into the circle of light towering over her. The alien stood in the firelight, tall and silent. Elena's hand shook as she held the broken metal shard in front of her. She could hear her own heartbeat. The flames danced between them, making the alien's shadow grow larger, darker, more terrifying. For a long moment, neither of them moved. The desert wind howled around the rocks, carrying dust and sand. Elena's throat was dry. She wanted to scream, but her voice was trapped. Finally, the alien made a sound, a deep, strange growl that echoed in its chest. It raised its hand again, slowly, almost like a signal. Alina stepped back. "Stay away," she shouted, her voice breaking. The alien tilted its head, confused by her words. Its glowing eyes did not blink. Then, with sudden force, it let out a loud roar. The sound shook Elena's bones. She stumbled back, tripped over a rock, and fell hard on the ground. The alien moved fast, too fast. In seconds, it was standing over her. Its shadow swallowed her whole. Alina lifted the shard of metal, ready to strike. But the alien did not attack. Instead, it crouched down. Its glowing eyes studied her face. Its hand reached out, not to hurt, but to touch. Elena's breath caught in her throat. She froze, every muscle tight. The alien's hand stopped inches away from her. Its claws looked sharp, but the movement was quick, careful, gentle. Then a sound broke the silence. A screech, high and sharp, like metal tearing apart. Both Alina and the alien turned their heads. From the darkness behind the rocks, something moved, fast crawling. Elena's eyes widened. A creature, smaller but more terrifying, came into view. It had many legs, a long tail, and its mouth dripped with thick liquid that hissed when it hit the ground. Its body shined under the starlight like wet armor. It was coming straight toward her. Alina froze. She had no weapons strong enough to fight. She thought this was the end. But the alien reacted first, with a roar. It jumped over her, placing itself between her and the monster. Its huge body blocked her view. She saw only flashes of movement, the alien's claws slashing, the monster's tail whipping, sparks flying as they clashed. The fight was brutal. The sound of bone and metal echoed in the night. Alina crawled back toward the fire, her heart racing. She watched, helpless, as the two creatures tore at each other. Finally, with one powerful strike, the alien ripped the monster apart. The body fell to the ground, shaking the sand. Black liquid spread across the rocks. The alien stood tall, its chest heaving, its claws dripping. Elena's eyes widened. The alien had saved her life. For a long moment, the alien stood over the dead creature, breathing hard. Then it turned back to her, its glowing eyes locked with hers again. Elena's fear shifted. She still did not trust it. But deep inside, she felt something new, something dangerous. A small seed of hope. The alien walked closer. Alina tightened her grip on the metal shard. But then, to her surprise, the alien lowered its head, as if bowing, and in a deep, broken voice, it spoke one word, a word she understood: stay. Elena's mouth fell open. The alien could speak. Not much, but enough. Her mind spun. Was it trying to warn her? Or was it asking her to stay with it? The fire cracked between. The words still echoed in her ears. Stay. Alina sat frozen by the fire, her hand gripping the shard of metal. The alien's voice was deep, rough, almost broken. But it was real. It was language. It was understanding. For the first time since The crash Alina did not feel completely alone. The alien watched her silently. Then, slowly, it sat down on the other side of the fire. Its movements were careful, heavy, like a giant trying not to scare a child. The flames flickered across its strange skin, showing lines and patterns that looked almost carved, like stone mixed with flesh. Neither of them spoke. Only the crackle of fire filled the night. Alina could not believe it. This being, this creature, that had roared like a monster, had also saved her life. And now it sat with her as if they were partners. Her body still shook with fear, but her mind whispered something else. Maybe it is not an enemy. Survival together. The next morning, Alina woke to see the alien standing on a high rock, watching the horizon. The two suns were rising, painting the sky red and gold. The alien looked almost like a statue, tall and unbroken against the stormy winds. When it saw her wake, it climbed down and placed something in front of her. Strange fruits, red and glowing softly, and a flask of water made from some kind of plant skin. Alina blinked in shock. It had gone out during the night to bring her food. Hunger pushed her to taste the fruit. It was sweet, full of energy. She felt life returning to her body. The alien only watched, as if waiting for her reaction. Alina whispered, "Thank you." The alien tilted its head. It did not understand the words, but it seemed to understand her tone. From that day, survival became a shared mission. The alien showed her where to find water hidden under the rocks. It taught her which plants could be eaten and which ones burned the skin like acid. Alina, in return, used her tools to help it make fire faster, and showed how to purify water with her filter. They spoke no common language, but slowly, through gestures and sounds, they began to understand each other. The ruins' days passed. The desert was endless, but sometimes strange shapes rose from the sand giant. Broken towers, half-buried statues, walls carved with symbols. Alina and the alien discovered one of these ruins together. The place was silent, heavy, as if the air itself carried memories of something lost long ago. The walls were dark, cracked, but filled with glowing marks that pulsed faintly when touched. Alina reached out, her fingers brushing the surface. A spark shot through her body. She gasped. For a moment, she felt something like voices whispering, too soft to understand, but powerful. Ancient. She pulled her hand back, her heart racing. "What was that?" she whispered. The alien stepped forward. It pressed its palm against the wall. The symbols glowed brighter, spreading like fire across the stone. Alina's eyes widened. The alien closed its eyes, as if listening to something far away. The wind howled through the ruins, carrying dust and echoes. When it opened its eyes again, they glowed stronger than before. It turned toward her, and for the first time, Alina felt truly afraid, not of its claws or size, but of the mystery that lived inside this world. What was this place? Who built it? And why did the alien know how to wake it? Trust tested that night as they sat near their fire. Alina thought of her past, of Earth, of her team, who might all be dead now. Her chest tightened. She was alone, except for this creature. She looked at the alien. Its glowing eyes stared at the flames. Slowly, she whispered, "I don't know if you're my friend, or just waiting to kill me." The alien turned its head. Its face was unreadable. Then, to her surprise, it placed its clawed hand against its chest and spoke in that broken voice again. "Safe." Elena's eyes burned with sudden tears. She looked away, hiding her face. For the first time, she wanted to believe it. She wanted to believe she was not trapped with an enemy, but with something else. Something closer. Cliffhanger. Later that night, Alina dreamed. She stood inside the glowing ruins again, but this time, the walls spoke to her. Strange voices filled her head, saying words she could not understand. She turned and saw the alien standing beside her. But its eyes were brighter, and its voice was clear in her dream. "Not alone," it said. Alina gasped awake. The fire was almost gone. The alien was not at her side. She looked into the darkness, and her blood ran cold. Glowing symbols had appeared on the ground around her camp, circling her fire, as if something ancient had marked her in her sleep. And the alien was gone. The night was too quiet. Alina sat by the dying fire, staring at the glowing symbols on the ground. They formed a circle around her camp like a cage of light. She rubbed her eyes, hoping it was only a dream. But the mark stayed, shining softly in the sand. And the alien was gone. Her chest tightened. Fear crawled into her stomach. She stood up, clutching the metal shard she always carried. The desert stretched into endless blackness. The ruins behind. Her whispered in the wind, "Where are you?" She whispered into the night. Then she heard it. Not the alien's footsteps, something else. Faster, sharper. A shadow moved across the rocks. The sound of claws dragging against stone filled the air. Elena's breath caught in her throat. From the darkness, the creature appeared. It was not like the one she had seen before. This one was larger, its body covered with sharp spikes, its jaws glowing faintly as if burning inside. Thick liquid dripped from its mouth, hissing when it hit the sand. Alina stumbled back. Her heart pounded in her chest. She knew she could not fight it. The creature screeched, the sound tearing through. The night, it lowered its head, ready to strike. But then a roar shook the desert. The alien leaped from the shadows, slamming into the beast. The ground shook under their weight. Claws against claws, teeth against stone. Sparks lit the night as they battled. Alina fell to her knees, watching helplessly. The fight was brutal, louder than thunder. The alien slashed, but the beast struck back with its tail, whipping him across the chest. The alien staggered, blood glowing faintly against his skin. No. Alina screamed without thinking. The alien roared in pain, but stood tall again. He lunged forward, grabbing the beast by its neck. With a terrible cry, he tore it down to the ground. Dust and blood filled the air. The desert fell silent again. Alina ran to him. His chest was cut open, deep and glowing, as if fire lived beneath. His skin. He was breathing hard, his body trembling. "You're hurt," she whispered. The alien's eyes flickered. He fell to one knee. His hand touched the ground, leaving a smear of glowing blood. Elena's fear turned to something else: desperation. She could not let him die. Not now. Not after he saved her again. She pulled out her emergency kit, but it was useless. Human medicine would not work on him. She looked at the wound. It was too deep, too strange. The alien reached into a pouch tied to his side. He pulled out a small, crystal vial glowing faintly. He pressed it into her hand, his voice low and broken. "Life." Inside, Elena's eyes widened. She shook her head. "I don't know how." But he pushed her hand to his wound. The vial cracked, spilling liquid that burned like fire. Alina gasped as it spread across his chest, seeping into his skin. His body arched, glowing veins crawling up his arms. For a moment, she thought he was dying. Then his breathing slowed. His wounds closed, leaving scars that shimmered under the twin moons. Alina fell back, her heart racing. She had just healed him with alien medicine. The alien opened his eyes. They were brighter than before, glowing like stars. He looked at her. Not with the eyes of a monster, but with something closer. Something almost human. Trust broken. The next day, Alina followed him back to the ruins. The walls glowed again when he touched them. Brighter now, almost alive. She watched in silence, questions tearing at her mind. Who was he? Why did the ruins answer to him? She whispered, "You're not just surviving here. You belong here." Alien turned, his glowing eyes unreadable. And then, with a voice deeper, clearer than before, he spoke 2 words. "Danger comes." Alina froze. Danger? From what? The ruins glowed like fire beneath the alien's touch. Symbols lit the walls, crawling upward like veins of light. Alina stood frozen, her chest tight as his voice echoed in her ears. Danger comes. The words were clearer now. His language was broken, heavy, but she understood. Something worse was coming. Something greater than the desert creatures. Alina whispered, "What kind of danger?" The alien only stared at her, his eyes glowing brighter in the shifting light. The weakness for days, they stayed near the ruins. Food was scarce, water harder to find. Alina's body began to weaken. Her skin felt heavy, her head dizzy. The air itself burned in her lungs. She coughed blood into her hands one morning. Her knees hit the sand. The world spun around her. The alien rushed to her side, lifting her in his strong arms. His voice was rough, urgent. "Not safe. Not safe for you." Alina tried to speak, but her throat was dry. "The air, it's killing me." He carried her back to their shelter, his body tense, his glowing eyes full of something she had never seen before. If she had, may seen before. Not for himself, but for her. That night, she lay near the fire, her body weak. She thought she might not survive another day. Her mind drifted between dreams and reality. And in the haze, she saw him watching her, unmoving, as if guarding her. Soul from the shadows. The offer when she woke again. He was holding something, a crystal container, glowing like a small star. Inside, a liquid shimmered like silver fire. He knelt beside her, pressing it into her hands. "Drink," he said. Elena's eyes widened. "What is this?" His voice was low. "My life, my blood. Safe for you." Her heart stopped. She understood. Now, this was his secret. His body carried something that could keep her alive. But if she drank it, would she remain human? She shook her head weakly. "No, I can't." But the alien leaned closer, his glowing eyes locking with hers. His voice rumbled deep, almost breaking. "You die. Or you carry me." Elena's breath caught. The meaning was clear. This was not just medicine. It was a bond, something deeper. If she accepted, she would carry his life inside her. Her hands trembled. "If I take this, I'll change, won't I?" The alien did not answer. But his silence told her everything. The choice the night grew colder. Her body burned with fever, her chest tightened as the poisoned air filled her lungs. Every breath was a battle. She looked at the glowing liquid in her hands. Fear twisted inside her. If she refused, she would die alone on this planet. If she accepted, she would live. But she would no longer be the same. Her vision blurred. She felt darkness pulling her under. And then, through the haze, she heard his voice again. "Together, survive." Tears filled her eyes. She raised the crystal to her lips. The liquid was warm, burning, alive. She swallowed, and her body jolted as if lightning ran through her veins. Her skin glowed faintly. Her heart pounded harder. Faster. She gasped for air, and for the first time in days, her lungs felt full. The pain was gone, but something else began inside her. A strange rhythm, like another heartbeat. The secret revealed the alien watched closely, his glowing eyes fixed on her. His hand touched the ground. Drawing symbols she did not understand. Alina clutched her stomach, fear mixing with confusion. "What did you do to me?" she whispered. The alien leaned closer. His voice was heavy, slow. "You carry my life now." Her blood ran cold. Her hands shook. "Carry your life." His eyes glowed brighter, his face unreadable. "Yes, inside you." Alina stumbled back, her breath catching in her throat. Her hands touched her stomach again. She could feel it, the strange new energy pulsing within her. Not hers, not human. "No," she whispered. "This can't be real." But deep inside, she already knew the truth. She was no longer only herself. She was carrying something alien, something alive. Cliffhanger, the fire burned low, shadows stretching long across the sand. Alina sat frozen, trembling, her mind torn apart by fear and disbelief. The alien stood tall, watching her silently. His eyes glowed like two burning suns. In the distance, thunder rolled across the desert. The ground shook faintly, as if something enormous was waking beneath the planet's surface. Alina whispered to herself, her voice breaking, "What have you done to me?" The alien's answer was soft, almost sorrowful. "Saved you." That moment, the desert trembled again louder, this time. Something was coming. Alina could not sleep. The desert was silent, but inside her body, something new was alive. She sat by the fire, her hand pressed against her stomach. The glow under her skin was faint, but it was there like soft lightning moving in her veins. Her heart beat faster than before. Her breath came easy now, stronger, almost too strong. She felt different, not just alive. Changed, the alien watched her from the shadows. His glowing eyes never left her. Finally, Alina spoke, her voice low, almost breaking. "What is happening to me?" The alien stepped closer, slow and heavy. His chest rose and fell, his scars glowing faintly. He placed one clawed hand on his chest, then pointed at her stomach. "My life." Inside you, Alina's breath caught. She wanted to scream, but her voice failed. She whispered instead, "You mean a child?" The alien did not answer in words. He only nodded once. Elena's world collapsed. Her mind screamed denial, but her body told her the truth. Something inside her pulsed, a second rhythm, another life. The first signs, the next. Days blurred together. Her hunger grew faster, stranger. She ate the glowing fruits the alien found for her. But now she craved things she never wanted before: strange roots, bitter leaves. Even raw meat from the desert beasts. Her reflection in the broken ship's glass frightened her. Her eyes shone faintly at night. Her veins glowed under her skin, silver blue. Like rivers of light, she dreamed often dreams of a child with alien eyes calling her mother. In the dreams, the child stood between her and the alien ruins, glowing brighter than the stars. She woke each time with tears on her face. The alien said little, but he stayed close, always guarding her. Sometimes she thought she saw fear in his eyes. Not fear of the creatures outside. Fear of what was happening inside her. The awakening one night, the ground shook again. The ruins lit up in the distance, glowing like fire. Alina woke with a sharp pain in her stomach. She doubled over, gasping. The alien rushed to her side. He touched her arm gently, his claws trembling. His voice was low, urgent. "Awakening." Alina screamed. A strange light spread from her body, rising into the air like smoke. Symbols appeared on the sand around her, the same marks that had circled her camp before. Her body arched, her veins glowing brighter. She felt the second heartbeat inside her pounding stronger, faster. Then, suddenly, the pain stopped. She fell into the alien's arms, trembling, sweating. The light faded, but the marks in the sand remained, pulsing faintly. Alina whispered weakly, "What is it? What am I becoming?" The alien looked into her eyes. For the first time, his voice carried sorrow. You are chosen. The warning. The next morning, Alina tried to walk, but her steps were unsteady. The alien guided her toward the ruins again. The walls glowed when they entered, brighter than ever before. When Alina touched the stone, the entire chamber lit up. Symbols crawled across the walls, and a low hum filled the air. The alien spoke, words broken but heavy with meaning. Child, not just life. Key, planet. Wakes. Alina's blood ran cold. She turned to him, her voice shaking. You mean? Whatever is inside me, it can control this world. The alien nodded slowly. His glowing eyes softened with something like pity. Yes, Alina staggered back, her heart pounding. She wasn't just pregnant. She was carrying something ancient, something tied to the planet itself. Cliffhanger that night, as the twin moons rose, Alina lay near the fire, staring at the stars. She felt the second heartbeat inside her, stronger now, steady and powerful. The alien sat close, silent as always, his eyes glowing like guardians in the dark. Alina whispered to herself, I'm not human anymore. Am I? The wind answered with silence. Then, far in the desert, a light appeared. Not natural, not from the ruins. A sharp white light that moved across the horizon. Alina's eyes widened, her voice cracked. That's a ship. The alien stood, his body tense, his scars glowing. He growled low, a sound filled with warning. The light grew brighter, closer, until it lit the desert like day. Alina clutched her stomach, fear and hope twisting inside her. Rescue or something worse? The alien whispered one word, his voice like thunder. Hunters. The desert burned with white light. Alina shielded her eyes, heart racing. The glow cut across the sand like a blade, moving closer. The alien stood in front of her, body tense, claws ready, as if preparing for war. And then she saw Ida's ship, descending from the sky. Sleek, silver, humming with power. It landed hard, throwing dust and sand into the air. For the first time since her crash, Alina saw human technology again. Her heart leaped. Rescue, but the alien growled, low and sharp. His glowing eyes narrowed. Hunters, he whispered again. The ship's door opened. Figures stepped out, dressed in heavy suits with glowing visors. They carried weapons that hummed with energy. Their movements were cold, precise. Soldiers, one of them raised a hand. A voice echoed through a translator. Alina Carter. You are ordered to step forward. Leave the creature. Come with us. Now, Alina froze. They knew her name. They had come for her. But why did they call the alien creature? Why did their weapons aim at him? The confrontation, the alien stepped in front of her, his body shielding hers. His voice rumbled, deep and broken. No trust, no safe. The soldiers spread out, surrounding them. One shouted, the alien is dangerous. It must be destroyed before it spreads infection. Step away, Alina. Elena's breath caught. Infection? Atea? Did they know about the child inside her? She placed her hand on her stomach without thinking. The alien noticed. His glowing eyes softened for a moment, but then hardened again as he faced. The soldiers' energy crackled from their weapons. The desert air filled with tension, heavy and sharp. Alina whispered, wait please, don't hurt him. But the soldiers did not listen. They raised their weapons higher. The choice her mind raced. She could go with the humans, return to Earth, to safety. But they would never accept what grew inside her. They would never allow the alien to live. Or she could stay with him. Stay on this strange, cruel planet. Alone, hunted. But not alone in her heart. Tears filled her eyes. She looked at the alien. He stood silent, glowing scars across his chest, ready to fight and die for her if needed. Alina. Carter. The soldier's voice barked again. Step away from it. She whispered, almost to herself, I can't. And then louder, her voice breaking, I won't leave him. The battle the soldiers fired. Beams of white light cut through the air. The alien roared, leaping forward, his claws slashing against the glowing suits. Sparks flew, screams echoed. Alina ducked low, covering her stomach, running toward the ruins for cover. She turned back, eyes wide. The alien fought like a storm, tearing through the attackers, but he was outnumbered. Energy blasts ripped into his body, glowing blood spilling into the sand. No. Alina screamed. Her voice carried, and suddenly the ruins behind her began to glow. The symbols lit up, brighter than ever before, pulsing like a heartbeat. The ground shook beneath her. The alien staggered, but when his eyes met hers, he saw the marks responding to her, to the life inside her. Alina. His voice broke, almost human now. You, power. The awakening the soldiers turned their weapons toward her. But before they could fire, the ground split open. From deep below, a light rose, blinding and endless. Alina fell to her knees. The second heartbeat inside her pounded harder, louder, until it merged with her own. Her body glowed, symbols crawling across her skin. The soldier stumbled back, shouting in fear. The alien watched, his eyes widened with terror, but with awe. Alina's chosen, he whispered. She raised her hands without meaning to. Ruins obeyed. Energy erupted from the ground, a wave of light that struck the soldiers, sending them flying back toward their ship. Their weapons shattered like glass. The desert fell silent again. The final decision, Alina collapsed. Gasping, her body still glowing faintly. The alien stumbled toward her, blood on his chest, but his eyes burning with pride. You live. Child, live. Together, he said, his voice soft, almost tender. The soldiers crawled back to their ship, retreating in panic. One last voice echoed through their cums. She's not human anymore. Leave her. Leave them both. The ship lifted into the sky, vanishing into the stars. Alina sat in the sand, trembling. She looked at the alien. Tears blurred her vision, but her voice was steady. I had a choice, and I chose us. The alien lowered himself beside her, his huge hand covering hers. Their eyes met, two different worlds bound together by survival, by trust, by something deeper. The ground trembled once more. The ruins glowed brighter, as if the planet itself had awakened. Alina whispered to the life inside her, we will survive. Together.